Welcome to GMW One-on-One. Today we are talking with my tag team partner, Larry Smith, the sports guru of Good Morning Washington. All right, so we're going to get to his whole transition from sports to news in just a moment. But first, growing up in Illinois, did you always want to get into television?
You know what? Yes and no. I really want to get into politics, and I was student council state president in high school, and that was huge, like just confidence, just and speeches and everything else. But I really, the whole thing of broadcasting, when I was in junior high, I actually created this fictional university and played the games on like my little video game thing on the TV, little television thing, and kept stats and everything. And I would broadcast the games, put my headphones on and my little boom box, and I'd record the games. And I still have some tapes somewhere like in my attic.
How old were you when you did that?
Oh, I was 13, 14 years old. But I didn't know I could do it as a career. I had no idea. And then I got into college and fell into it, and the rest is history.
Okay, so it's really tough to break into this business. Where was your first job? What were you doing?
My first job was I was 19 years old at a country western music radio station in my hometown of Mattoon, Illinois.
Lots of country and western fans in Illinois?
Yeah, well, it's downstate, rural.
Okay.
I mean, I grew up around a
now,
lot
were
of
you a
cornfields.
country music fan before that, or was it just take any job?
It was take any job. It was the only radio station in town. I was not a fan, but I appreciated it because I had family members who listened to it all the time. The WMAQ in Chicago was a big country station at the time. So I listened. I knew Shenandoah and Alabama, and we watched Hee Haw once in a while. So I knew all those different
classics.
Exactly. So
do you still listen to country today?
Not really. So only once in a while here and there. So
and only the oldies.
Exactly. Or these new guys.
So you started out in radio, but then ended up at CNN, where you covered sports.
Right.
You were a full-time sports anchor at CNN.
Right.
Favorite sporting event to cover?
Final Four. I'm a huge college basketball nut, as you know. I did 12 Final Fours, but the Olympics were always really special. And getting a chance to see Michael Phelps in 04 and 08, that was really cool. Being in Athens for those games, being back kind of where the birthplace was really neat. And just the nature of it. I mean, people think it's glamorous, but you know how it is. I mean, you're out on location. You are 30 live shots a day, and but that was neat, just being there and knowing people were waking up on the East Coast and like going to CNN, and I'm the person who's telling what's going on. That was really cool.
And so you've been doing news here with us for a little over a year now.
Yeah.
Do you miss sports?
No.
Do you miss covering sports full time?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Really?
No, not
Interesting.
at all. I've been there, I've done that. As you know, I don't even watch games anymore.
Were you just kind of done with it?
Yeah, I mean, it was, I could still do it and still have passion for it, but I really enjoy what we're doing on this show, working with you and our whole team and how we've built this in the past year and change. And I don't want to give that up at all. I mean, I really like the challenges that this does. And again, I've kind of done everything. I did probably 60 major championships all over, and but I still enjoy following the big stuff, the Nats and the playoffs and things like that. But the day-to-day.
Having to report on losses is not that much fun.
Exactly, and how do you every single day something fresh to make it interesting? So yeah.
So speaking of something that's fresh, you worked on covering the opening of the National Museum of African American History and Culture for over a year. We just got to see the big opening, and you were out there, and you got to interview a lot of great people. What was it like to finally see all that hard work come to fruition? It
was amazing, and our job is cool that we get a chance to meet people who are really involved every day, and that was amazing. I got a chance to have been inside 4 or 5 times now. Emotional to see that it's done on such a grand scale and to know the work that was put into that. And here's a great story that's going to be told, an American story, told through a different lens, and to get a chance to see that build was one of the coolest things in my career.
And you got to be there front row to history as it was happening.
Right.
Very
really
cool.
Neat.
Okay, so now let's talk about your kids. So you've got one kid in high school and one almost at the age. What is it like seeing them grow up?
Awesome. Emotional, because they're great kids. I mean, you always say that, of course, but I mean, they really are. We're around other kids and like, you're not so bad after all. So I'm really proud of them because they work really hard, and they're proud of Dad. Used to, it would scare them if we're out at dinner and somebody would walk up to want an autograph or a picture. It would kind of freak them out a little bit. And now they're on Metro and they see our posters up, and they're like, hey, that's cool. So they're great. We're all super close. And yeah.
Do either of them have broadcast aspirations?
My son once in a while talks about it a little bit. He's beginning to be a big sports fan, and I kind of joke that why now? daddy all these years
Right.
was the guy, and now you want to be a sports fan. But I want them to go do what I think my daughter is going to go into. She wants to go into veterinary science, become a vet.
Oh, yeah.
And my son is one. I think maybe technology is more for him. If they do, but at the same time, maybe there's always tech reporters who are needed, so who knows?
And an animal correspondent, maybe, to mesh both worlds.
Why not? Yeah, they're both comfortable speaking. So.
All right. Last but certainly not least, do you have any hidden talents or skills?
I don't know if it's a talent or a skill. I'm a numbers nerd, as you know. I just come up with weird, quirky numbers, but I'm not musically inclined. I do some imitations every now and then of different people, which
yes.
so I've done that. Little Obama, little Bill Clinton every once in a while, but no, I'm not exceptionally gifted.
You're singing. Your ability to make up verses to pop songs.
That's true.
That's your hidden talent.
Yeah, I do. I make up. I won't do any now because I don't want to go too long. But yeah, I do. That is true. I'm make up parodies all the time on the fly with my kids. And probably the funniest one I think was probably Mac and Cheese to Suit and Tie by Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
So
Weird Al should watch out. Be careful. Weird Al, Weird Larry is hot on your tail.
that's right. That's perfect.
All right, thanks, Larry. Well, you can catch Larry and me and the rest of the Good Morning Washington game from 4:25 till 10 a.m. on ABC 7 and News Channel 8.